welcome back to Nz Octane. Today we're going to be checking out the Starship Supercar show that I went to a couple months ago now. So at the show, they put it on every year. There's over $80 million worth of supercars there. Some absolutely phenomenal ones. I had to split the video into two just because of how many cars there were. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the video. It really helps me out and makes me more motivated to put out more content. But anyway, now into the video. Alright, so first up we've got the absolutely gorgeous Aston Martin Valkyrie, which was a collaboration effort between Aston Martin and Red Bull Racing, designed by the legendary Adrian Newey. This car has a 6.5 litre V12 naturally aspirated engine with a 141 horsepower electric motor attached to it, making roughly around 1,139 horsepower combined. Here we have an absolutely gorgeous Aston Martin V12 Vantage Roadster. Love the black and white together, it's such a stunning car. And now one of my favourite cars, the Lamborghini Countach LP500S with a 4.8 litre V12. Only 321 of these were actually built of the S version. Still such an iconic car to this day. I mean, just look at the lines on that. Apparently, I've never driven one, but absolutely shit to drive. And they break down on you. But, I mean, just look at it. It's such an iconic car. They look absolutely gorgeous. And, for a car designed in the 80s, or built in the 80s and whatnot, that still holds up to this day. Still one of the best looking cars of all time, in my opinion. Now we've got the Lotus Esprit. This one's a 1987 S3 version. This one's got the 2.2 litre turbo model. I love these cars. Bit of an underrated gem, but not too badly priced. You can kind of pick them up for like 80-90k. And now we've got a Lamborghini Aventador SVJ Roadster. This has the 6.5 litre V12 engine producing 759 horsepower. That just looks gorgeous. I love white and black, the carbon on the back of it. Oh man, they just look stunning. Can't fault these cars. They're a modern masterpiece, so it's going to be interesting to see what we think of them in the next 20 years, 20, 30, 40 years. When you look back at the Countach, you think, wow, that's so iconic. I wonder how these cars are going to be remembered in that aspect. But I mean, look at that, just the angles and, oh man, they just look so good. Here we've got the Lamborghini Huracan STO. So these have a naturally aspirated V10 engine in it, producing 631 horsepower. So the STO is a track-focused version of the Huracan, and they're very vibrant, as you can see, with the blue and orange. I really like it. I kind of didn't know how to feel about it at first, but it actually works really well together and creates something unique. Rather than just your plain old black and white and, other colours, which you can't fault too much to be fair because they look good. And speaking of, going back to a white 2023 Lamborghini Huracan Technica. So these have a 35% increase in downforce and 20% decrease in drag compared to the Huracan Evo. But as much as I was saying before, still looks absolutely beautiful in white, and love the orange accents on the inside. Just makes it pop and adds that little bit of flair to it. Now we've got the Lamborghini Aventador Ultimate, or however you pronounce it. So this was the last of the Aventador line, and 600 of these were produced. And actually 15 of these were destroyed in a cargo ship fire a couple of years ago. Some of you guys might remember that. And Lamborghini actually restarted the production of these cars to replace the 15 that were destroyed. Interesting choice with the gold. Looks pretty cool and unique in person. Personally, not my choice. Here we've got a 2022 Bentley Continental GT Pikes Peak Edition. So this has the W12 engine, and only 15 of these were made. This is also one of two in New Zealand. And on the dashboard of these, each car has its own unique section of Pikes Peak, which actually looks really cool, and something I didn't know about the car, which makes them really special. This is a car that I never really thought much of until I saw it in person. So this is the Bentley Flying Spur, 3rd generation with the 6 litre W12 or it could also have the 4-litre V8 twin turbo, depends on what model it is, I'm not 100% sure, but all blacked out, this thing is sexy. They look so good, and I wish I had the money to buy one, because seeing it in person completely changed my perspective. Now, one of my all-time favourite cars, we've got the Lexus LFA with the 4.8-litre V12 engine. I don't really need to say much on this car. This is another one of my all-time favourites. You can't just not love the sound of these cars. I mean, the exhaust was tuned by Yamaha, so you know it's got to sound good. Yeah, they're just so phenomenal. The sound is just pure ecstasy. Here's a sample of it now for you that don't know. Hopefully I mixed the sound right and didn't just blow anyone's eardrums. Now onto the legendary 1991 Honda NSX, which was famously helped tuned by Ayrton Senna. I mean, just such a good looking car still to this day, the body lines and everything. I've actually got a friend who owns one of these. Shout out to Steph, go follow her YouTube channel, Stephosaurus Rect. And now onto the 22B Subaru. Same thing, this thing doesn't need any introduction. I mean, two-door coupe Subaru, WRX Impreza STI, they just look so good. The iconic blue and gold rims, you cannot fault it. And another legendary rally car is the 2000 Mitsubishi Lancer Evo 6. Still looks good to this day. The, what do you call it, grey/silver with white rims, looks stunning, especially under these lights. I really love the lighting in this garage. And a car that needs no introduction, 1989 Nissan Skyline R32 GTR, the original Godzilla, looks in perfect condition, like just immaculate. It looks like it's never driven, or this guy has spent hours polishing it. And another legend, its older brother, the Nissan Skyline R34 GTR, absolutely stunning, white on black, nice and simple, clean as look. And speaking of clean look, we've actually got a Lamborghini Huracan GT3 Cup car here. Even with the aggressive aero, just the white and black makes it look really clean. Absolutely love it. I think these come from or you can order them from factory from Lamborghini like this. I'm not 100% sure. I know Porsche's GT3 Cup cars you can, but these look cool. And speaking of the GT3 Cup car, here's one. I won't talk too much about this because I already did a video on these. We also have a Ferrari 448 Challenge Cup car, so these have the 3.9 litre V8 turbo engine, making 670 horsepower, and these actually come like that from factory from Ferrari. Next up we've got a Lola A1 GP car, making 520 horsepower with a 3.4 litre V8 engine. Here an electric Jag I-Pace E-Trophy, followed by Shane Van Gisbergen's Audi S1 AP4 car. For those Americans, it is Shane Van Gisbergen, not Gisenbergen, or however the hell they try and pronounce it. And now a Skoda Fabia R5 rally car. Here we have, I'm pretty sure it's a Lamborghini Huracan Cup car, but I could be wrong. Could be an Inventor or I'm not clued up on the models. To me, in all honesty, this looks like one of those Forza Horizon liveries when you get like a free car, that it comes on the car and you immediately want to change it. But kudos to the owner for doing something different for his sponsors and whatnot. But hey, it's unique. I like that. And speaking of unique, we've got, last of all, Mad Mike's Lamborghini Huracan drift car called Nimble. This thing is cool, love the wide body and love what Mike's done with the car. I also love how he just absolutely thrashes this car, along with all the other cars that he owns. It's cool to see a Lambo drift, not something you see too often, and really cool to see on track if you ever get the chance. Also love the rotiform wheels as well, makes it look like a real unique build. Alright everyone, that's it for part 3 of the 2023 Starship Supercar show. Make sure you tune in and watch part 2, we've got heaps more cool cars to check out. But also, thank you very much for hopefully sticking to the end of the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. You guys know the drill by now. But thank you very much, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Cheers.